Yes, hello again to all you exquisite smelling folks out there, and welcome back to another episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and it's my mission to hopefully pair you with your perfect signature scent. Today, I'm going to be giving my first initial impressions on this latest release from Swiss fragrance house Gisada. I have reviewed 3 of their other fragrances, so please feel free to also go and check those reviews out. But the original Ambassador for Men is one of my all-time favourite smelling scents, and one that will always remain in my collection for as long as it's available to buy from the Gisada website. If you haven't tried this one yet, then you're definitely missing out big time on an absolute banger, and I can't recommend this one enough. It's kind of a fruity version of Dior Sauvage, and it's a monster compliment puller. And as you can see, I'm due another bottle because I've blasted through this one in a double lively pace. So I've gone for a larger 100ml bottle size this time. However, today's review is all about this one, which simply goes by the name of Uomo. There was another one of the same name that came out in 2016, but don't confuse the two, as this is a reimagined version, which is new for 2025 and includes a very different selection of fragrance notes. It comes in an EDP concentration, and it's available in 2 sizes, a 50ml priced at £73 and a 100ml bottle like this one priced at £99. However, I do have a code in the description that will get you a massive 20% discount on all your Gisada fragrances, so I have posted a link to that down in the description, as well as a direct link to the website. The 20% off brings the price down significantly, so this 100ml bottle size was just £79.20 and included free shipping. And yes, I did pay for this with my own money, so you can be sure of a 100% unbiased opinion. Okay, so into the presentation, starting with the box, and this looks really nice in this kind of semi-matte but metallic gold, and then you've got metallic black colour scheme on the front, and I think it looks really stylish. On the front is the name of the house and also the name of the fragrance there, in like a printed raised metallic gold finish. On top is the Gisada logo, and then around the back is where you're going to locate all your technical chemical information that nobody ever reads. And then finally underneath is where you're going to locate your QR code and your batch code. The bottle looks really nice too, and comes in a chunky cylindrical design with a ball style cap. It's mainly black, but just down at the bottom you get this kind of small, almost like a golden translucent bit in the glass, which kind of reminds me of the very last few minutes of a sunset. Again, you get a metallic gold, you get some metallic gold branding on the front, and the cap is made of a metal, which is like a slide-on style. The atomizer delivers a really nice, smooth and even distribution. And overall, the presentation on this is really high quality, as you'd expect from a fragrance in this price bracket. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this one are strawberry, Italian lemon, dried apricots and Davana. In the heart, we've got rose, jasmine, cedarwood, wisteria, honey and labdanum. And in the base, there's ambergris, chocolate, moss, suede, agar wood and patchouli. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to notice after the initial spray of this is how boldly fruity this version of Uomo starts off. But don't let that word fruity fool you. This isn't a bubblegum sweet juvenile scent. The strawberry note is dark, juicy and almost boozy, more like a macerated fruit than anything synthetic. It's paired with a sharp twist of Italian lemon, which adds just enough sparkle to keep things fairly fresh. And then comes a bit of a curveball with the dried apricots and the Davana. The apricot brings this smooth, honeyed, almost leathery sweetness, while Davana, a rich aromatic herb, just adds a subtle, almost vinous quality. It's warm, a bit mysterious, and sets the tone for a fragrance that isn't afraid to experiment, that's for sure. The opening feels almost like walking into a luxurious lounge where fruit cocktails are being served over worn leather armchairs. Elegant, but quite playful too. As it starts to settle, this fragrance becomes increasingly rich and textured. The rose and jasmine step in with like a soft floral lift that's not too feminine, but just enough to add sophistication and depth. These florals are not fresh from the garden, feminine type notes. They're slightly warmed, subdued by the surrounding richness of the heart notes. You also get a strong backbone from cedar wood, which gives it structure and dryness, while the wisteria adds an almost powdery floral accent, something that you don't often really get in masculine leaning scents. And then the real surprise, a beautifully golden thread of honey that just weaves through the core, accompanied by some labdanum, which gives it a touch of ambered resin, almost balsamic in feel, with like a bit of a leathery texture. Together, this heart creates a velvety, floral, woody tapestry with warm gourmand undertones. The dry down in this one is where it really finds its personality for me though. It's sensual, warm and surprisingly gourmand, but not in like an edible way, more like an impression of luxury materials and rich textures. Ambergris brings a salty skin-like quality that just adds a layer of sophistication. Then comes a deep earthy chocolate note, not milk chocolate or syrupy sweetness, but dark, dry and slightly bitter, like high-end cacao. It melts perfectly into a plush suede accord, which adds smoothness and a tactile softness to the finish. There's also moss, which gives an old school nod to Chypre style masculinity, balancing the modern fruitiness and florals with a darker green depth. And just when you think it's all winding down, you get a pulse of agar wood or oud and patchouli, which grounds the fragrance with a woody, slightly smoky and slightly earthy trail that just lingers beautifully. The base is complex, well-rounded and sensual, and it feels like a luxurious cashmere jacket over a silk shirt, paired with an aged leather belt. There's texture, elegance and masculinity, and it's definitely, for me, it's a definite compliment puller. And when I smelled this for the first time, I did actually recognise the aroma, and I was certain that I'd got a fragrance in my collection with a very similar scent DNA to this one. At first I was veering down the Penhaligon's Alfetti route, and then I realised that this is more indulgent and sweet. But like I say, it's a very sophisticated leather sweetness. And after scouring through my collection for about half an hour, it suddenly clicked and it dawned on me and became very apparent that it smells very similar to this one, which is the D&G Intenso, which I haven't actually worn in probably over a year, and one that seems to unfairly get overlooked because it is a really nice fragrance and one that I've always really enjoyed whenever I've worn it, but I just never seem to reach for this one that much. They aren't identical though, and there is differences when you smell them side by side. With this Gisada Uomo being a touch more leather forward, maybe not as sweet, but I'd still say they're about 80 to 85% similar. And if by a slim chance that you have smelled this one, because it isn't that mainstream, it'll kind of give you an idea as to what to expect from this new Gisada one. Okay, so in my opinion, this is best suited for autumn and winter or cooler springtime evenings. It shines in the evening for sure, especially for like dinners or date nights or upscale events where you're really dressed up. I suppose it's versatile enough to work as a signature scent if you are confident enough to rock something with a bit more personality than your average office scent. But for me, it's a bit on the richer, sweeter side for daytime wear and could get a little bit sickly in high heat, so I'd say stick to wearing it for nights out. It's a warm, seductive scent that just draws people in, so a stylish date night when you're dressed up is definitely what I'm getting from this one. In terms of the performance, it's pretty decent and it sticks around for a good maybe 6 to 7 hours easily. However, with its softer, muskier scent character, it means that it's not a super loud projector, it's not aggressive that's going to command loads of attention from across the room. Although the people around you in fairly close proximity will catch constant wafts of it as you're walking past and they smell your scent trail. You also get lots of reassuring wafts as the wearer too, and every 5 minutes you'll just get a constant little reminder that it's still doing its thing as you're going about your day. Okay, so in summary, this is a fragrance for the modern gentleman who likes to stand out quietly. It's not for boys, this is definitely grown-up juice. It's got a sweet, playful side in the first hour or so, but once it settles down, it does transition into a very stylish and refined scent which just oozes class. It's a really likeable and mass-appealing fragrance that I think women will love to smell on a man, and it's got a masculine sexiness about it. I still think I prefer the Ambassador over this one though, and like I say, anyone who doesn't have Ambassador in the collection is missing out on a belter, but I'd say just get them both because they are very different and both smell amazing in their own right. What Gisada have done here is really impressive. This isn't just a flanker or a stronger concentration slapped on the original Uomo. This is a complete rebuild. They've elevated the DNA, added complexity and moved it into a more daring and interesting territory. And for that reason, I'm going to give this a really solid and respectable 9 out of 10. Okay, so once again, that's about it for today's review. And if you've actually managed to get your nose on any of the Gisada range, then don't forget to drop me a message down in the comments and tell me what your own personal thoughts are on them. I've been really impressed with the ones that I've picked up so far, and I wouldn't mind trying some of their premium collection at some point in the future, once I've saved up a few quid, because they are a little bit more expensive than these, but I do expect that they take it up a level too. I really enjoy discovering less mainstream fragrance brands like these, and if you want to discover more content like this, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. So until next time, gents and gentesses, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye for now.